Tonight, find out the major award Gardner Minshew won, and I'm sorry, it's not the Heisman.
And how Butch T. Cougar is spreading holiday cheer.
And it's Dead Week here on campus. Find out how a campus group helps students during stressful times. Murrow News 8 starts now.
From Studio B on the campus of Washington State University, this is Pullman's only nightly newscast. This is Murrow News 8.
Welcome to Studio B. I'm Mackenzie Foster.
And I'm Taylor Swanson. Welcome to Murrow News 8.
After a 14-year career at WSU, Dan Bernardo announced he will step down from his position as provost and executive vice president. Bernardo said, quote, "It is time for me to step back and direct more of my time and energy to my own health and well-being," end quote. Over the past 14 years, Bernardo has served in numerous positions, including interim president and dean of College of Agricultural, Human, and Natural Resource Sciences. Bernardo will remain in his current position until officials can find a replacement through a nationwide search this summer.
While WSU quarterback Gardner Minshew may not win the Heisman, he did receive another prestigious award. Minshew won the Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award, given to the nation's top senior quarterback. Other quarterbacks in contentions included West Virginia's quarterback Will Grier, Mackenzie Milton from UCF, and Shea Patterson at Michigan. People considered Minshew a Heisman contender for half the season, but he has since dropped out of the projection of the top three candidates and will no longer receive an invite to New York for the presentation of the award.
With final weeks approaching, Guillermo Mota gives us a closer look at how mentorship benefits underclassmen, especially first-year students.
December 10th marks the beginning of finals week at WSU. 7 days before that, students prepare for those finals during what they call Dead Week. These 2 weeks can cause stress to students, especially first-year students. Enter the Multicultural Student Mentor Program. The program assigns student mentors 23 freshman mentees to oversee and guide them.
The main focus of the program is to work with new incoming freshman students of color and being able to help them throughout their first year at WSU.
Located in the 4th floor of the Compton Union Building, the Mentor Program offers mentorship to those students from different backgrounds. There are 4 student centers in the 4th floor that are mainly used for the mentorship: African American, Asian American, Pacific Islander, Native American, and the Chicanx Latinx Center.
There's another person that is familiar to me, and so then it's easier to reach out to them to, I don't know, like get help in a class.
Mentors also benefit from the program as it creates leadership skills, networking, and they become role models.
I guess how it benefited me is I was able to really learn how to use communication.
Student mentors receive a scholarship at the beginning of the semester to help them fund any necessities their mentees require.
As we approach finals and Dead Week, most students are becoming stressed. So, the mentor program serves as a resource for those students who haven't been in this position, mostly freshmen.
It all comes down to Cougs helping Cougs succeed academically. I'm Guillermo Mota, Murrow News 8.
As graduation nears, many students say goodbye to WSU. One student on campus plans on taking his goodbye party to the next level by inviting all of campus. Jennifer Forsman shows us more.
Eric Kaufman has spent his 4 years at WSU learning about electronics, but now, before he graduates, he wants to teach WSU a little something about his Puerto Rican heritage, using an unconventional method, teaching through food. Before WSU, Kaufman graduated with a culinary arts degree from Escuela Hotelera de San Juan in 2015. Food has always been a passion of his, and his Puerto Rican heritage has been a huge factor in why.
Food will bring people of all kinds of cultures together.
Kaufman first cooked for WSU as a guest chef in Southside Cafe earlier this year. He served several hundred Cougs his Puerto Rican cuisine and hopes this Thursday won't be any different. The Chicano Latino Student Center and Gender Identity, Expression, and Sexual Orientation Resource Center will host the event this Thursday from 3 to 5 p.m. at Casa Latina. All food is free, and for those interested in learning something about how to cook Puerto Rican food, they can come learn for free from Kaufman himself starting at 1 p.m. Reporting in the Cub, I'm Jennifer Forsman, Murrow News 8.
'Tis the season for holiday joy, and one mascot personifies joy better than the rest. Our very own Butch T. Cougar, who normally dons the jersey of whichever game he attends, will now wear a Santa suit at the WSU Alumni Center tonight in support of the Pullman Food Bank. Fans can take photos with Santa Butch for free, but the infamous Coug does ask people to bring a donation of canned food.
I think that's really awesome. Do you think you're gonna go see Butch?
You know, I think I'm a little too busy tonight, but you know, maybe I'll drop off a can to the food bank.
Yeah, I mean, not only can he show school spirit, he shows the holiday spirit too, and I think that's really cool that they're like trying to influence people to bring food to the food bank and help other people out during this holiday season as well.
It's always good to see Butch out in the community.
Yeah. Well, when we come back, learn how WCU collaborates with rival UW for college students in Washington.
When Murrow News 8 continues.
When you're out there, there's no telling what you'll find.
I see it, I see it! Oh, look at you.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
The great outside.
My new mom and I have a lot in common.
So shiny.
We both love the outdoors.
That's not a flower.
And she knows a lot about wildlife.
A labradoodle.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play or even what you wear. You just need to be there. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
Colfax police arrested Brian Wignall of southern Idaho for allegedly backing into a patrol car and speeding off onto U.S. Highway 195. The 90-mile-per-hour chase ended 15 miles later on Cashup Flat, where Whitman County Sheriff's deputies used spike strips to puncture Wignall's tires. Police arrested Wignall for felony attempting to elude, misdemeanor hit and run, and a felony drug possession.
The University of Idaho Department of Theater Arts will open 2 new holiday productions this week to bring the holiday spirit. Thursday marks the opening night of A Midwinter Night's Dream, a holiday twist on Shakespeare's classic tale about magic and the power of love. On Friday, theater arts students will perform The Gift of the Magi, a Christmas love story. Both shows are family-friendly and tickets range from $5 to $15 for the general public, and U of I students get in free. Better Rivals put aside their conflict to support a cause that both can get behind. The rivals, University of Washington and Washington State University, the 2 universities will come together to support Yes, It's Possible campaign dedicated towards helping make college more affordable for Washingtonians.
Across the state, almost half of students graduate with no debt, get their bachelor's degree with no debt. At University of Washington, it's 60%. And even when they do have debt, it's about the equivalent of buying an economy car.
The campaign started during the week of the Apple Cup when the presidents of both colleges met up to talk about the program.
Alaska, the last frontier, lived up to its name as the wild, rugged terrain shook last week. The great state of Alaska experienced a 7.0 earthquake Friday, followed by numerous aftershocks. The disaster hit home for some WSU students from Alaska as they worry about their family members back home.
Yes, so actually I found out through Twitter that the earthquake happened, so I kept calling my dad over and over and over, but his phone was in his pocket and he was on his way to work and taking shelter, of course, so that was very scary because you obviously don't know what's happening to the people when it's going on, so that was really scary.
We are sending positive thoughts to those affected by the earthquake in Anchorage. Next, we join Guillermo Mota and the Weather Center for this week's forecast.
When Murrow News 8 continues.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish!
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
This morning, our weather anchor, Guillermo Milta, rolled up in probably one of the biggest coats I've ever seen.
He really seemed ready for the cold days. And Guillermo, what are the next days looking like?
Well, Taylor, let me tell you something. I have some news for you because today we had an average of 30 and right now it's sitting at 27, which is very cold. This morning I had to wake up to my car being completely frozen and I don't have an ice scraper, so I had to use my debit card in order to get the ice off. But anyways, make sure you buy your ice scraper. Now we're looking at the state map. If we look at the state map, we got Spokane and Pullman, you know, both very cold. And if we look at the west side of the state, we got Seattle and Olympia and Vancouver all in the 40s, but still very cold. So y'all are enjoying the good weather while over here we're freezing. And if we look at tomorrow's weather is looking 32, 34, and 23 in the evening, respectively. And I'm still going to be wearing my coat because the days are getting colder and colder. And I'm not used to this weather. For example, this morning when I rolled out of bed, I put 2 jackets on and my big old coat that I brought this morning just in case, just because you know you can never stay too warm. And then if we look at the 5-day forecast, Thursday, Sunday and Monday, we got 40 and 38. So getting warmer, but not too excited. So don't get too loose on your clothes just because it might be time for you. Everything. So back to you at the desk and stay warm.
When we come back, find out how Christmas comes early for a special education teacher in Kentucky. We'll be right back after the break.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
A special ed teacher in Kentucky didn't have to wait for Santa to come to have a Merry Christmas this year. Her coworkers gave her a big gift to make sure she wouldn't have to walk to work. Alina Kennedy is known as Smiles at Huser Hearing and Language Academy because even through her personal struggles, she always brings joy to everyone around her. In just a week, Kennedy's coworkers found a car, fixed it, and on Monday morning, her trek to work got a little bit shorter, warmer, and easier. And now the woman known for her grin has another reason to smile. Researchers at Washington State University noticed that a ton of fabric and textiles go to waste in landfills, and less than 1% of clothing actually gets recycled. They decided to come up with technology to spin this wasted material and repurpose it as fiber to make new clothing. The efforts of Assistant Apparel Merchandising Professor Hang Liu and her colleagues resulted in WSU awarding them a $120,000 grant to support their work.
Well, guys, let me tell you, I really wasn't kidding about bringing all this clothing. And just like the last story, I'm not wasting it because I'm staying warm. I'm not messing with this cold. I don't know about y'all. But
I am in the same boat. I've been wearing my big, puffy, heavy coat that goes down to my knees for the last couple months just because I'm so cold all of the time.
Gee, I know you mean it's drafty in here. It gets cold. You came prepared.
I'm not messing with this weather, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's too cold out here.
Well, thank you for watching tonight. Join us every weeknight at 7 and 10 for Pullman's only nightly newscast.
Have a great evening, and don't forget to follow Murrow News 8 on Facebook and Twitter.
Good night, Pullman.